Hi, hi, hi. Hi, everybody. Hello. We are now live. Got online about 5 minutes ago to test the connection. So far, things good. Okay. Praneeth, hi. Good to see you. Hey. Hi, hi. Good to see you, man. Hello. I hope all is well. So we are just going to wait for people to join in. Hi, Amitesh. How are you? Naren is here. Hey, cool. Good to know. Can you guys see me properly? Am I too close? Can you hear me properly? All good. Thank you.
Yes. Hi.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, then we'll give it another minute for people to join in, and then we'll start.
Why
And
not?
फिर लोग आते रहेंगे तो फिर
Why not?
हम लोग इंडिया में है थोड़ा 5-10 मिनट इधर उधर इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम के हिसाब से दे सकते हैं लोग.
That is what we call IST, Indian Stretchable Time.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. You'll give it one more minute. I think the connection looks good so far. तो अभी कुछ नहीं है, अभी कैमरा का भी है, व्यू बिल्कुल अच्छा. What's behind you? Jaguar, Maserati. I can't see.
That's a Jaguar. It's a Jaguar. It's a calendar. It's a Jaguar calendar, and it says
nice.
May 2020.
Nice. Your calendar. All my calendars have stopped in March.
Of course. Man. How's lockdown going for you?
Nothing much to do. Hey, Axe, how are you? Nothing. There's nothing much to do. And you know the season is now खत्म होने आया लगभग. अपने 80% super bikers. We will all pack our bike and keep it.
We'll pack up. So, rains chalu.
Yeah.
Now the adventure bikers will come out.
True. Okay. I can see my wifey has joined. Very good, from the other room. Okay, nice.
Awesome.
Okay. Just a couple more minutes, I think people will join. But what we'll do is let's start. Let's kick off. And then as people join in, we'll take more questions as we proceed, right? So in between, we'll keep taking questions from the audience. Okay?
No problem.
Great. So once again, formally, I'd like to welcome you. Though there's nothing formal about this show, but Narendra Sharma ji, welcome. Welcome to
Thanks,
our Insta live feed. Thanks so much for joining us. I was really looking forward to this because I know a lot of viewers are going to enjoy this session. They're going to learn a lot from you, and that's why I wanted to get you on board. And I was very, very happy and excited when you said, "Yeah, you're sure. I'd love to be part of it." So thanks.
My pleasure.
Thanks again.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you. Welcome. So for the guys who follow GearFlick, I don't need to give any introduction about Narendra. But for those who don't and will follow from today onwards, let me give you a brief introduction for now. Okay, so Narendra he's a motorcycle enthusiast like us. He's been riding for more than 25 years. 18 years experience with the automobile industry. He's worked with several popular automobile brands in various capacities, in various leadership capacities, branding, marketing, product management functions, and so on and so forth. He quit his day job, as we like to call it, and moved on to start his own motorcycling company, motorcycling venture. He's the co-founder and editor-in-chief of GearFlick. It's a media company which is involved in creative automotive content on cars and motorcycles. If you and again, I'll post a link to the channel. It is fantastic. I really enjoy you'll feel a real connect with Narendra when he delivers any content out there. It just feels like I'm listening to a friend, and that's what attracts me to watch his videos every time. It just feels so grounded, so connected, so real. But मैं तो तारीफ करते जाऊंगा. But let me go ahead with the introduction. Gearflick has about a lakh and a half subscribers so far. It's grown really fast, and I'm sure that it will continue to grow at a fantastic pace. But you get very real feedback on motorcycles from a rider's perspective, from a driver's, from an enthusiast perspective, which helps you to make a decision on which car or bike you want to consider as your next purchase. Okay. Narendra has ridden, owned, tested many of the motorcycles that have come into the market. One of the perks of being an auto journalist is you get to ride a lot of new cars and bikes when they come out. So we are jealous of you for that. Though he has many accomplishments as a motorcyclist, I think one thing that really stands out is he is one of the two people, along with his colleague, is one of the only two people who ridden from Delhi to Khardungla Pass, Ladakh on an electric scooter, which is about 1500 kilometers. So for those who have done that journey earlier, just imagine doing it on an electric scooter. It is just crazy. I don't know how you do it, but we'll talk about it. I'd love to hear from you how you guys manage that. Sure. Because as much as we know, electric scooters only go a certain distance, right? So tell us about what the charging points and all of those are. Okay. So that's a brief introduction for Narendra. What I'm going to start off with is, the transition, from being part of the corporate world, being part of the leadership team in those organizations that you've worked with, and all of them have been big world-class organizations. Moving to doing something of your own is I personally resonate with, but I want to know from your perspective what prompted you, besides being a motorcycle enthusiast. What prompted you? What was the catalyst for you to make the move, and how did you get around to doing this?
Okay, so see, as you mentioned already, I've always been a motorcycle enthusiast. Okay. This was always my interest. It was always my passion, and from a very young age, I was very interested, especially into motorcycles. Of course, cars and motorcycles both are my interest, but especially motorcycles was my interest area because, this somewhere caught my attention at a very young age. Probably when I was in school, somewhere in 83, 84, my brother used to have some of these big imported motorcycles then, when a lot of people didn't have motorcycles. So that was one kicking point to me, and I got very interested in knowing about motorcycles. And before I tell you about why I shifted, I'll tell you a very interesting story of how I learned about motorcycles and the kind of motorcycles which are there in the world. So there used to be this one bread brand, your everyday bread. It was called Bakeman's Bread.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. And they used to have this series of stickers. With every bread, you'll get one sticker. Okay, and there was this series of motorcycle stickers, and you buy one bread and you had a sticker inside of a motorcycle, and I was very attracted to that, and I used to collect those stickers, and I collected all of them, and I had made a book, a kind of a glossary of it from A to Z, all motorcycle brands, and that's how I learned about very queer motorcycle brands across the world, something like Moto Guzzi, Moto Morini, Kajiva, Husqvarna's, way back then, when we didn't know about those motorcycles. And that's where the interest started building in. Then you have, then I used to read those international magazines of Cycle World and Cycle Guide, and got to know a lot about motorcycles, about what kind of motorcycles are there, what goes in, how the engine, transmissions, etc., etc., etc. And that really built, that passion. Then, of course, when you grow, when I went to college, owning a big motorcycle was always a dream. So had a variety of motorcycles, rode them, experimented with them, used to repair it myself, along with my brothers and my friends and all. So
nice.
That brought in the interest, So, and of course, parallelly, the traditional way was there that you have to study, you have to work hard, and then you have to find a job and get going. So that was continuing. That life was continuing that way. But this passion was always there at the back of the mind. So when I started working, I worked with a lot of automotive companies. So I worked in automotive, non-automotive, both in FMCG, white goods, etc., etc. A lot of companies, mainly in marketing.
Right.
So that phase was also good. I mean, a lot of learning, of course, when you work with different companies, big MNCs, you get to learn a lot of things, as far as that is concerned. But then, yes, this was always back of my mind that I want to do something of my own, and something related to the automotive world. And this was somewhere in 2013-14 that I decided to switch over. I said, okay, now I've worked enough. It was almost 17, 18 years of work experience. And I said, now it's time to, do something of my own, something what will drive me further, something that is my passion. And that's how I came into the motorcycle or the automotive journalism field.
Right.
That was 5 years,
Right.
6 years back.
Just 1 second, Narendra. I'm getting some feedback from people that some of them are not able to see. Can you see us? Can you just let us know if you can see? I think your and my connection is pretty good, but for the viewers, can you guys see us? Sahil, KD Crusader could not join in. Prathamesh, are you able to see us? Are you able to hear us? Okay, Praneeth.
Okay, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, great. Thank you, Kaustubh. Okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead. So 2013. 2013 is when you moved out of your.
So 2014 is when I started in this on this side,
Okay.
This side of the of the industry. So
lovely.
So my interest, my passion, my past work experience, of course, helped me gain a foothold in this industry. And last year we started Gearflick. So this was 3 of us who came together, 3 friends who also are from the automotive background and share the same passion as me. And so my other 2 partners, Sandeep and Ashish, they are also avid. They also ride a lot, and they have got a good experience with automobiles. So we all 3 came together, and we thought that we should, start this. And the reason was very simple. This was our passion. This is something that interests all of us, and we wanted to do something in this field and bring viewers a very simplistic way of information, genuine information about motorcycles and cars, and in a very simplistic manner. That was the key reason for that.
Right. And I want to also call out to everybody who's watching is that Narendra does his videos in Hindi, which is very unique.
Yes.
Right. I have not seen too many big, auto journalists going out there and speaking in the language that most of the people in this country understand and identify with. I think that was really a novel perspective to bring in, and I think that really connects with a lot of people over here. So thank you,
That's
Narendra.
true.
I think you are one of the few people who decided to bring us content in our the language that is our national language, right? So thank you. That's really a fresh perspective for us.
Yeah. So the idea here was, Sam, that Hindi is the most widely accepted language. Okay. Now my experience has been so that people who don't speak Hindi as much, they also can absorb Hindi content. And especially if you see in the north of India, people who are well versed with English, who are convent educated and so on and so forth, and they are very well versed with English. They are also very comfortable absorbing Hindi content.
Right.
They understand Hindi content better. It's like ghar ki baat types. So this has been my learning in the last 5 years, that Hindi is very widely accepted. And see, we do our videos in Hindi at Gearflick, but we have viewerships all across the country and also outside the country. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Latin American countries, they watch the videos. I mean, that's quite surprising. And they comment also.
Wonderful. So the next thought that came to my mind was it must have been a very challenging transition, right? Going from something that was a routine to having to set up this entire thing and to get it to this stage. So what were your challenges?
See, the first challenge is that when you're working, all right, when you're in a corporate job working for many years, you get used to some things, and the hardest thing that hits you is that by the end of every month, your bank balance changes, and that is a big
Yeah,
motivation to all of us.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
one is that when you start on your own, you have to forsake that for some time. You have to let
yeah.
that go. And
True,
while physically that's not much, mentally it's a big ask
true,
to let go that thing.
true.
That when you don't have your monthly salary coming in, that's a big
Absolutely,
question mark.
absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Totally. I was
so
going to say that's the most important SMS that you get in the month.
yeah, of course, and it's about being practical. A lot of people don't take that plunge because of that, which is
Yeah,
fine, which is fine. We all have
yeah,
to
yeah.
survive and live our livelihoods.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was one challenge which had to
Mm-hmm.
be overcome, and it took me time to Of course, I mean, this is a new venture, so I wouldn't say that, okay, yeah, I'm comfortable now and so on and so forth. But then, yes, we are working hard towards it. We are growing. Very soon,
I'm,
we hope
I,
we do much better.
I'm sure you will, and I'm only hoping that you come back when we do this again, when you've gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So,
that's how. So
Naren,
yeah.
sorry, go on.
No, you asked me what were the challenges. So I think this was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
challenge. Baki to fir, of course, this was my passion. So as far as the work is concerned, it was never a challenge because दिन में हो या रात में हो, कभी भी जाना है, काम करना है तो करना है.
बिल्कुल,
There were no excuses. You have to work.
बिल्कुल,
And
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
the bottom line is, see, when you enjoy doing something, it's never a burden.
Absolutely, absolutely. बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Okay. So now we'll come to the motorcycling riding bit. And I know you've ridden a lot. I think recently, just before this, you did something, I believe, from
Yeah,
almost the width of the country, right? We were talking about that before you
yeah,
left. So,
right.
was that the longest journey you've done, or has there been anything that has been longer than that journey which you did
This
recently?
was the longest. This was the longest one, the last one I did.
Okay.
So
Longest at
this
one
we
stretch.
rode
Okay.
from Jaisalmer. Yeah. This was almost we rode 2,800 kilometers.
Okay.
The plan was to do
Okay.
more, but then we had to cut it short because of the Corona thing. We had to cut it short. Otherwise, we were planning to do more than 3,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
So
One
this
second,
was a
just
ride which,
before you go
yeah.
ahead, Mihir, can you clarify your question, please? You said, how do you differentiate your content? Can you clarify that question and type it back so that we can answer it? But in the meanwhile, Naren, let's go ahead with your journey, please. Just talk us through it. How was it? How challenging was it? It was cold, I believe.
It was cold initially, yes. We started from Jaisalmer and we rode throughout the width of the country. We had reached Bihar, and then we took a call of calling it off. So it was
Because of the
interesting. Yeah. Because of the Corona thing, we had to call it off earlier. So
yeah,
then when
yeah,
we came back after that, the lockdowns and all started happening, and
yeah.
we were in the nick of time that we
Okay.
stopped the
Oh,
ride. So it was
okay.
interesting because it was my longest ride, and the good part was that my partner Sandeep was there with me. He was the other rider, and in terms of
Yeah,
riding, he's more experienced than me in terms of long rides, touring and all. He's more experienced than
yeah,
me, so it was good to have him together because
yeah.
there were a lot of things that you learn when you ride. Mutually you learn a lot of things. So there were a lot of learnings also. Uh,
Absolutely.
Yes, as you asked, it was cold initially. Jaisalmer when we started, it was very cold. It was stormy over there, and as we rode, temperature started changing. It started getting warmer, but it was fun.
Okay.
It was good. Yeah, roads were fantastic,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that was a good
ओ वो बहुत
experience.
अच्छी बात है ना मतलब अभी रोड्स पूरे कंट्री में पूरे रोड्स अच्छे
Most of the
होते
roads
जा
are
रहे हैं
very good. Yeah. Most of the roads, and especially I would say Rajasthan roads are excellent. Beautiful roads,
राइट
especially the ones I encountered from Jaisalmer to Jodhpur were like,
या
nothing short of good European roads. Amazing roads.
या या एब्सोल्युटली आई थिंक बहुत
Yeah.
सारे रोड्स बहुत अच्छी तरह से बन रहे हैं एंड
बन रहे हैं बहुत
गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आई होप वो मेंटेन रहेंगे तो बहुत ही मजा आएगा, बिकॉज काफी काफी जगह पे जहाँ पर हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते वहां पर भी रोड्स अच्छे थे. So
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Interiors also a lot of good roads I found even in the interiors, even
yeah,
in UP.
yeah,
I was surprised even in Bihar the highways are very good quality highways.
yeah, absolutely. I remember 3-4 years ago when I was doing my ride, I was expecting the worst really in towards UP and Bihar, but I was very surprised कि मतलब वहां पे तभी काम चल रहा
Yeah.
था, but the roads that they had
हाँ.
made जितने बनाए थे बहुत बढ़िया थे, wide and
Yeah,
massive,
yeah.
so
I
amazing.
think post 2010 things started changing. Post 2010 a lot of roads started
Have
getting
been
better.
made
That's my experience.
or at least are getting done. Okay, okay. So let me ask you that journey जो आपने इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर पे किया था. I have a question. I had a question for you, where I was going to say which was the toughest and most dangerous one. But I think my all-in-one question पूछ लेता हूँ. How was the Ladakh electric scooter thing? How did you
Yes.
think about doing that,
to
and
answer
how did you manage?
so 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 answer whether it was the toughest. Yes, I would say it was one of my toughest rides because this was a territory unexplored. Nobody in the world had done that. So for
Yeah,
us, it was a first. We didn't know what would come, what would happen. All right. So we were riding these scooters which had interchangeable batteries, in which you can remove the battery and charge it and put
yeah,
it back. So we were carrying
yeah,
some extra batteries which would help us, cut short on the time. We would
right.
save time. So we were carrying some extra batteries also and changing wherever we needed to replace. And we would ride all day long. We started from Delhi, and it was tough because the weather was really bad. So we started in the month
Yeah,
of June from Delhi. You can imagine temperatures were 45 degrees plus, and we
yeah,
were
yeah,
riding the whole day. So I and my colleague Ashish were there, and we rode like it was grueling because riding in the hot sun all day long, and electric scooters don't go fast. I mean, we were riding
yeah.
about 55, 60 kilometers max speed, and it can get frustrating also.
Yeah.
With full throttle, you're just looking here and there and riding. यार ये रास्ता कब खत्म होगा? That types, and the sun is
Done.
killing you
Yeah.
absolutely.
True.
तो वो
True.
बहुत challenging था. It was really challenging. You know, keep drinking water, keep trying to keep yourself cool. That was a big
Yeah.
challenge. And then as we
How did you?
started, yeah,
Sorry. Go on.
no, tell me.
So I was saying, how did you manage the terrain? Because, हाँ ठीक है, electric scooter है तो you will get torque right off the bat immediately. But other than that, riding a scooter over there, how did you manage the terrain? How was that experience?
Okay, so this was the question that came to my mind also, that how would we manage those terrains, tough terrain, especially when we climb up. But I think we got a good experience before we hit Srinagar, because there's a stretch from Banihal to Srinagar which was really bad. The roads were under construction. There were virtually no roads. It was very bad.
Yeah.
And so we decided that we'll give a go to the scooters. Let's go all out. If some problem has to occur, let it occur right now. We'll not wait till we reach there. And we went full throttle.
Right.
We were literally standing and riding. Going all guns, blazing. Yeah. So I mean, if you see the videos, you'll see how the way we were riding. And to my surprise, the scooters didn't give any problem. No problem, absolutely. We were carrying some extra spares also with us, not knowing what could go wrong. But then they held on very well, and we covered that. We reached Srinagar. And then the toughest part was when we crossed Sonmarg, and we were at Zojila Pass. That was one of the toughest terrains. Yeah, Zojila was one of the toughest terrains because एक तो terrain खराब है, roads are not there, all broken roads. You have to cross streaming water and all. That was one challenge. Plus the weather was also a challenge. It was raining, plus it was cold, freezing cold.
Right.
So all those things were there. So it was quite tough. And always at the back of the mind you had that question, कि अब क्या होगा, because it's unexplored territory. Electric scooter लेके आज तक कोई गया नहीं उधर, तो क्या हो सकता है हमें नहीं पता था.
True.
So
true.
That was one challenge for us.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I one thing that I out of all of the passes that you do, whether you do this Manali circuit or you go via Jammu, is Zojila Pass just remind you how scary it is because you can see all the way through नीचे तक for most part.
Oh, that's what.
तो
yeah. and especially और फनी पार्ट ये बताता हूँ कि हमारे तो डेंजरस था ही क्योंकि हम लोग नीचे देख रहे थे तो हमारी तो फट रही थी लेकिन जब हमने वीडियो शूट किया है जो गोप्रो के शॉट्स लिए हैं ना वो व्यूअर्स देख के और डर जाते हैं because GoPro has got a wide angle, right? Oh, it looks even more scarier in the video.
yeah. True.
So that's one funny thing that came. But yeah, but all said and done, yes, it was challenging. It's difficult. It's tough.
Okay.
And you have to have your head on your shoulders.
I am facing slight network का थोड़ा सा issue हो रहा है. Can you see me clearly?
I can see you very clearly. I can see you clearly. Yeah.
हाँ थोड़ा सा hazy हो रहा है. I don't know for some reason your video is showing a little hazy. Anyways, but I think let's continue.
You are very clear.
अच्छा hazy हो रहा है और फिर ठीक हो रहा है बीच में. हाँ चलो ठीक कोई बात.
हो रहा है नेटवर्क का कभी-कभी होता है.
कोई बात. अच्छा so वो हो गया tough scary experience. I'm sure there would have been some or the other funny incident that would have happened either on the road or during your travels or something of the sort. So share something with us. If you don't want to name the person, it's okay.
Funny incidences तो होते ही रहते हैं rides पे, you know, some or the other. I mean, funny incidences don't happen with you, but you see a lot of funny things happening on the road. I'm sure a lot of riders or a lot of our viewers also would have experienced a lot of things. But I'll tell you a few things which were quite funny. One was we experienced during our electric scooter ride. All right. So and we had some fun also on the way. So what we did couple of times is that we took the electric scooter to a petrol pump. And we told that guy to fill. And he opened the seat and he's trying to search कि मैं डालूं किधर वो नली पेट्रोल भरने की. भरू किधर से वो इधर देख रहा है and people and you know then 5-6 people used to gather all you know trying to be smarter than each other कि अरे यहाँ होगा इधर होगा and after a lot of things and then when we used to tell them नहीं ये पेट्रोल वाला नहीं इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर है बैटरी वाला है तो बोलते थे अरे and then they used to laugh at themselves. Then एक और इंटरेस्टिंग चीज किया हमने कि we took the scooter to a PUC center to check the PUC. और वो बंदा परेशान अरे वो उसका जो रॉड होता है वो परेशान कि उसको मैं डालूं किधर यार साइलेंसर ही इज सर्चिंग फॉर द एग्जॉस्ट तो इधर है उधर है सब करके इट वाज वेरी फनी एंड देन पीपल यूज्ड टू आस्क ये बैटरी वाली स्कूटर है तो यहाँ कहाँ लेके आ गए तुम इसको ये चढ़ के आ गए क्या यहाँ तक आई मीन व्हेन वी क्लाइंब द हाइट्स दैट वाज फनी एंड द फनीएस्ट पार्ट वाज you know when we were reaching Khardungla when we were climbing you know from Ladakh from Leh when we reached the top okay halfway cross karke jab steep climb aata hai the funniest part was a lot of you know riders on Royal Enfields and Bullets and all you know on other motorcycles also they were pulling their bikes in first gear second gear full throttle going and we were coolly overtaking them and going because electric because no problem of air oxygen का कोई problem नहीं है so we were just overtaking them and going and they were like frustrated you know seeing us overtake them that was a funny moment for us really funny
I'm sure because वो वैसे ही tough है and to see a scooter go past you थोड़ा सा ego को शायद लग गया
बहुत तो वो बहुत funny था मेरे लिए and we really enjoyed that
Lovely. Yeah. Yogesh is asking what's the craziest ride you ever done. I think Naren was just talking about his Ladakh ride on the electric scooter. I think any long ride on an electric scooter as it is crazy. to Ladakh is even crazier. Wonderful.
Yeah, because we did the ride to prove basically the electric scooter are capable hai. They are of course not meant for touring. They are not meant for that. They are meant for city riding. But we just wanted to you know prove something that it's possible.
But let me ask you this: so you were carrying spare batteries, but was there ever a need for you to stop and charge whatever batteries you had, or कैसे मतलब अगर वो 2 batteries लेके गए हो आप तो एक battery would go how many kilometers?
So we had sufficient batteries, and what we used to do we used to cover around 150 to 200 kilometers in a day.
Okay.
So around approximately 200 kilometers in a day we used to cover. And those a few batteries used to last us. One battery used to last around 60 to 70 kilometers. And we used to be riding. We would ride at full throttle. So this was the range we were getting. So typically 2 batteries we used to replace during one ride. और फिर जब रात को जहाँ रुकते थे, we used to charge all the batteries at night.
Okay. That's what I was trying to find out.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I want to ask you, and this is more for everybody who is watching, is when you plan a long trip, what in your opinion is the preparation that's needed for the bike, for yourself? What do you think is the preparation that's required?
All right. So keep it very simple. One is that you have to be prepared in your mind, and you have to keep your mind free. It should not be cluttered. You're not going to enjoy your ride. Okay. आप चाहे कितने भी तैयारी कर लो, if your mind is not free, you are not going to enjoy your ride. So it's very important to keep a free mind and go with an intention to enjoy the ride. Okay, you're going to ride. You don't have to set any records. Okay, you don't have to be the fastest guy on the road. You just need to enjoy. That is the first thing you should keep in mind, and that is I would say the first step to your preparation for a long ride.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's because long journeys or touring on motorcycle is not about speed. It's about the entire experience. So I think that is most imperative. Of course, it goes without saying that your bike should be in good condition. So especially the tires should be in good condition. The bike should be serviced. Lights, lubrication, etc. has to be in order. That goes without saying, and that has to be in order. And you should be carrying some essential spares which you may need on the go. That is important.
Right.
As far as your own safety is concerned, a proper riding gear is most imperative. Now, it's not important that you go for the most expensive riding gear, okay? Because it's not. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई आप ज़्यादा पैसा खर्च करोगे तो आप ज़्यादा safe रहोगे. No, it's all upon your riding. So go with a good, decent riding gear, a good helmet, jacket, gloves, and protective gear, boots, etc. That has to be there. Apart from that, of course, if you insure yourself, even better. So that is something that is taken care of. So I think these are some of the key things. But इसके अलावा जैसे मैंने बोला कि it's important that you keep your mind free, uncluttered, and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. We have a question from one of the viewers, R. Sriram, who is asking us. I'll read the question. We see a lot of electric hypercars. Do you think soon enough the bigger superbike will go electric, and how soon do you think the shift will happen?
Yeah, there is a lot of buzz around electric, but I don't see that shift happening so much in motorcycles. Currently, we see that shift happening in scooters because scooters are easier to manufacture, they are cheaper to manufacture. But as far as bikes or superbikes or hyperbikes are concerned, there is still a long way to go. The technology yet has to be, viable first. It has to be acceptable, and that is going to take a long time. So I don't see it happening very soon. As far as because if you see even the electric scooters which are available, they are quite expensive as of now. They are not very affordable. So it will take some time for the affordability to come in. I still feel that as far as performance vehicles, cars or motorcycles are concerned, in electric, it's going to take some time. And it's my belief that going forward also in future, electric and your fuel-powered vehicles are going to coexist. ऐसा नहीं है कि somebody will replace the other. They are both going to coexist, and it is going to depend upon the buyer what suits him. He'll buy what suits him. As simple as that.
Right. Also, largely electric vehicles are also dependent on battery technology at this point of time. How far it's going to go, how light it's going to be, how small it's going to get. With cars, generally, you have enough space for you to put in batteries so that you can go for a couple of 100 kilometers. We may or may not get that soon when it comes to compacting those batteries, right?
So the evolution is happening quite fast, but still there's a long way to go as far as the electric vehicles evolve. And of course, down the line, in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see change coming in there also. And of course, there'll be an increase in the number of electric vehicles we see on roads. There will be an increase. But as nahi hoga ki, they'll completely replace IC engines and all. They are going to coexist. They both are going to coexist.
Right.
हर एक के अपने high strong points हैं. So I think they're going to coexist.
Right. Yeah. I have a question from Yogesh Lale asking, what do you think is more important on long rides, physical fitness or mental fitness? Indians are good in giving reasons to avoid physical fitness. Hello, Jason. Hi, Ravi.
Well, to put it this way, physical fitness will come only when mental fitness is there. Once you're mentally fit, then you'll think about being physically fit. Otherwise, you'll never think about being physically fit. So mentally fit पहले होना है. Physical fit automatically हो जाता है.
बिल्कुल. Absolutely. And I think just as a lifestyle, fitness should be part of your lifestyle. If you intend to ride motorcycles for longer durations or longer distances, then yes, because a lot of times, when you're traveling in momentum, 100 kilo motorcycle, 150 kilometers kilo motorcycle will feel much more heavier when it comes to a stop, not when it's in momentum. Correct. So I think more than anything, if you want to build your strength, it should be when the bike stops, right, rather than when it is in motion, because that's when you'll feel the weight of the bike when you're riding slowly or in difficult terrain. So it is always advisable, like Narendra said, I totally I'm on the same page with him. Yeah, build mental fitness first, as well as physically develop strength for you to do longer rides, so that you, and like Naren said, you want to enjoy the ride. When you want to enjoy the ride, you don't want aches and pains and things going on in my head that what am I going to go home and do and this and that. So clear head and fit body will ensure that you just focus on things around you and enjoy the ride to the most, rather than thinking about my back is hurting, my leg is hurting, or something's going on back at home. So I think that's both are important aspect, but if you get your mental health in the right place, if you're in the right frame of mind, then everything else falls in place.
Also, a lot of people think that sorry to cut you.
Go on.
A lot of people think that a fit body means a body that goes to the gym.
Yeah.
If I join a gym, I'll be fit. ऐसा नहीं है. Fitness is all in the mind. It starts from the mind, as I said. What you eat, when you eat, how you eat, that is imperative. Plus some kind of fitness. Either you walk daily or do a slight jog or something in the morning. Do some stretching exercises. Do some yoga exercises. Everything helps. So basically, you have to keep fit in whatever way you can.
Yeah. I think we kind of answered. Sorry. Yeah. I was taking a question. I think go on.
I said if you ride regularly, you will keep fit. You will keep fit if you ride regularly.
Yeah. True. So Jason had a question. I think in our conversation we kind of answered it. So Jason says that I know riders ride for 300 kilometers, 200 kilometers, 100 kilometers non-stop. What is your advice considering ride concentration, considering different riders' fitness and mind presence? Kind of what we were talking about right now anyways.
Correct. So it's all upon your own capacity, on individual capacity. हर एक की individual capacity अलग होती है. There's no point trying to ape somebody. Like if your friend is riding for 300 kilometers, it's not necessary you try to ape him and you also try to do 300 kilometers. You ride what is comfortable for you. If you feel कि 100 kilometers के बाद मैं stretch नहीं कर सकता, stop there. Don't go ahead. Don't stress yourself. Don't push yourself too much. To the limits. Don't do that.
True.
Just enjoy your ride. That's the bottom line.
True. I think that is the biggest piece of good advice that you can get from somebody who has ridden that much, somebody who understands motorcycles that much, telling you that ride within your capacity, enjoy the ride. I think that's what we should take from Narendra and what he's telling us. And there are several other things that you can do to increase your concentration, your fitness, and they are all mental and physical fitness are both linked to each other. So you can do several things to increase your focus, several things to increase your physical fitness. Does it make a difference when you are riding long? Of course. Somebody who is much fitter mentally and physically will obviously enjoy the ride better and will have less exhaustion at the end of the ride. Every ride there will be some bit of exhaustion there.
Absolutely.
Right, Naren?
Absolutely.
Great. So now we are coming to an interesting bit, which is the trivia. I have 10 questions for you. You have 10 points for each question, each right answer. And towards the end of the series, we will give out something special to whoever has scored the maximum. If there is a tie, then we will do one more round. Okay, ready?
Okay. Yeah, right.
Hey, hi Ricky, hi Shreyas, thank you for joining. Hey Kinjal, thank you. Okay, so if you know the answers, people who are viewing, please send your answers to us. I'll make a note of that when I upload the video as well. Okay, this should be fairly easy for you. First question is, who is the highest selling two-wheeler maker in the country?
It's Hero MotoCorp. and just to correct you, it's sorry.
Go on.
It's not only in the country; it's also in the world.
Okay, I'm just warming you up. ये warm up है.
Okay.
ठीक है. Second question है कि which brand model of scooter सबसे ज़्यादा बिकता है इंडिया में? सबसे ज़्यादा scooter.
Honda Activa.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही. Just for viewers' knowledge, about 1 out of every 2 scooters that is sold in India is actually a Honda Activa. So if Honda is watching this, please send some commission my way for promoting you further.
So they didn't need to do that. Okay. You know how many scooters they sell in a month? More than 2 lakhs.
Crazy amount.
More than 2 lakhs scooters per month.
Okay, 2-3 people have got it right so far. Ricky has got it right. Activa. Yogesh has got it right. Very nice. So Ricky got the first one right as well. Next one. What is the oldest motorcycle brand in India? In terms of founding of the disc. Yeah.
No brainer. Royal Enfield.
Okay, lovely. 3 out of 3, 100% record so far. Royal Enfield founded in 1955. Though somewhere Bajaj Industries says 1940 somewhere, there is no documented thing which puts them in at a particular year. But
if you talk about if you talk about a motorcycle brand, it is Royal Enfield, of course.
Yeah.
But one more thing, one interesting thing is a lot of people don't know that Royal Enfield is not an Indian brand. A lot of
Indian brand
think it's an Indian brand. So they don't know it's an originally British brand. A lot of people, a lot of my viewers, a lot of people I've interacted with, they don't know this fact.
You will have to say that again because kind of broke up. So what did you say? Can you repeat, please?
So I said a lot of people don't know that Royal Enfield is a British origin brand. It's a British brand.
British origin.
A lot of people don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Currently, it is owned by Indian establishment, Royal Enfield.
Yes. Yeah, it's owned by Eicher.
Okay.
Eicher Group.
By Eicher. Okay. Lovely. I think that is also somewhere there is some confusion around that history also. Daimler, Eicher, so people think it's a German or a UK brand or something of the sort. So origins are British.
No, it's a British.
But it is very much apna Hindustan.
Yeah, it's a British. 1955 के बाद हुआ वो Indian. उसके पहले वो British company ही थी.
Okay.
So
next question.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next question. What is the world's fastest production motorcycle?
It used to be the Hayabusa. Now it's the Kawasaki H2R.
All right. Absolutely. I love the Hayabusa. I saw your review on. You do the one liter mileage review on
that was
your channel, and I saw
that. Interesting thing you did. That was quite interesting.
Yeah. It's very surprising that they give you about 20. You said 24, 23, 24 in city.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because see, I rode it in the city and I didn't go beyond 100, 120. It was very normal speed. So it gave that kind of mileage. It was amazing. Of course, if you go faster, it will give much lesser. But then Hayabusa is still quite a fuel efficient motorcycle.
True. Yeah. Absolutely. So guys who've said H2, the answer is H2R, which Narendra obviously correctly answered. Top speed of 249 miles per hour, which is a whopping 400 kilometers per hour. Ricky, you're right. H2 are not approved for the
Crazy.
roads. H2R is not approved for the roads. Yes.
H2
Okay.
is right.
So that's the fastest production motorcycle. But what is the fastest motorcycle otherwise? If it can be classified as a motorcycle in the first place.
So this thing, Tomahawk by Dodge, I think. Yeah, that was a concept.
Yeah.
It's not a road legal motorcycle. That was supposed to be the fastest, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, absolutely right. Again, 5 out of 5, 350 miles per hour, which equates to 563.
Some crazy speeds it did. Right.
So if you had a straight road from here to Goa, you would reach in an hour. Maybe little bit more. Maybe little bit. थोड़ा सा चाय पीने रुकोगे तो थोड़ा देर और चला जाएगा.
लेकिन थोड़ा रोड अच्छा चाहिए उसके लिए.
हाँ, बस मुंबई से गोवा तक एकदम सीधा रास्ता बन जाएगा तो
अंबोली से नहीं जा सकते.
Right. Okay, 5 out of 5. Next question. What motorcycling company also makes space rockets? Hi Parth, welcome.
Kawasaki. They are also into a lot of other things. Apart from
absolutely.
Also into a lot of.
And surprisingly, yeah, a lot of the motorcycle brands today originated and वो कुछ और ही करते थे, completely अलग करते थे कुछ, and then they slowly diversified into motorcycling as also. मतलब हम ये भी करेंगे करके उन्होंने किया, and then now उनकी पहचान मोटरसाइकिलिंग से ज्यादा associated है.
Yes.
बिल्कुल.
Even Royal Enfield for that matter.
Oh really? What did Royal Enfield start with?
The original company used to make needles, sewing needles.
Oh.
Then they started making bicycles. Then they started making bicycles.
Okay, that's interesting. I had not read about that.
It was called Enfield Cycle Company.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Another question on the same lines. You got 6 out of 6.
Yeah.
This also is fairly easy for you. Most motorcycling questions are going to be. Which motorcycle brand started off as a piano manufacturer?
Music instruments. Yamaha.
Yeah. Too easy, man. Next time, थोड़ा सा difficult ढूंढना पड़ेगा मुझे कहीं से.
हाँ, थोड़ा difficult दो ना थोड़ा.
Okay. मेरे को याद दिलाना पड़ता है बार-बार यार, ऑटो जर्नलिस्ट से बात कर रहा हूँ तो थोड़ा सा और अगली बार थोड़ा कहीं से और ढूंढ के लाना पड़ेगा. Okay. Next question. In which country was the longest motorcycle ever built?
That's a tough one.
Prathamesh, you're right for the last question. It is Yamaha, correct? So,
I have no idea.
नहीं?
Longest motorcycle.
तो ये एक ही कंट्री में हो सकता है जहाँ पे सबसे हम बड़ा देसी जुगाड़ चलाते हैं. That is India.
अच्छा देसी है क्या? अच्छा ओ.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
Okay.
भाई साहब है एक हमारे भरत सिंह परमार करके गुजरात के, जिन्होंने 26.29 मीटर्स की हीरो होंडा बनाई है. 26.29 meters की.
I remember reading about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's the longest.
It is 86 feet.
हाँ, now you're there.
आ गया?
आया अब आया.
ओके लवली. तो वो भाई साहब मैं बता रहा था कि उनका ऐसा है कि हीरो होंडा का आगे का पार्ट लगाया हुआ है इंजन तक. उसके बाद एक बड़ा सा ऐसा जो टावर जैसे टावर के लिए हम एक स्ट्रक्चर खड़ा करते हैं, गर्डर वैसा पूरा लंबा है, और पीछे फिर उसके एक टायर लगा हुआ है. एंड दैट्स हाउ दे हैव गॉटन टू 86 feet 3 inches.
जुगाड़.
Okay,
फुल जुगाड़.
No problem. फुल जुगाड़ बिल्कुल. Next is what is the most expensive motorcycle in the world?
Has to be some custom motorcycle. I'm not very
ये
sure
थोड़ा सा
about
यूनिक है ये थोड़ा. Okay, okay,
that.
चलो
I'm not
ठीक है.
sure about that.
2 in a row
Has to be
you've
some
not got,
custom
which is
motorcycle.
making me happy. It's called the Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter. It is $11 million. यानी कि देसी में कन्वर्ट करोगे तो 8 करोड़ 34 लाख. So you can
Awesome.
start a motorcycle factory over here with
Rolls
that.
Royce on 2 wheels.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Okay.
Hmm.
Next and last question is going to be, I think, again simple for you. In what year was TVS Motors founded?
TVS Motor Company.
Yeah, TVS
I
Motors.
think somewhere in the late 70s. Exactly, I don't remember the year. Somewhere in the late
Guess,
70s it was started.
guess कर लो एक कोई number.
Late 77, 78 types.
78. I'll give
Don't
it to
remember
you
the year.
after two
Oh,
difficult. No,
tough.
78 is fine. 78 is fine. So 8 out of 10, 80% mark.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky, it's
Fantastic.
not
I didn't
Keanu's.
remember the exact.
So Keanu's brand, Ricky, is called Arch Designs. It's a very, very expensive motorcycle, about $85,000 or so. I'm answering one of the viewers, which is Ricky Das. So
Yeah.
that's not
I can read that.
Keanu's brand, but yeah, that is also extremely expensive. Okay, thank you. You're 8 out of 10. Not bad at all, considering two very weird questions. Two things before I let you go for
Thanks.
today is you've I love the content on Gearflick. I always follow up when something comes up new, and I'm always looking for what your perspectives are. What is the what is your 5-year goal for Gearflick? We'd love to see you grow multifold, and where do you see Gearflick? We'd love to know what your plans for the future are.
All right. So, see, simply put, we want to be recognized as one of the leading channels who gives out true information to the viewers, because you have a lot of information floating on automobiles all over. Okay, but there are very few people who give you very genuine information. So we believe we want to be that a one-stop shop for genuine, no nonsense kind of information, reviews, etc. And we connect directly to the actual user, and we would like to share with him the experience, what he will feel when he rides or when he drives that particular automobile, because that's the kind of information we give out. So we don't hover
Right.
around 0 to 100 kilometer speed, a sprint, how much it does, how many seconds it takes from 0 to 100. That is irrelevant to real world riding. So we give out information which is helpful to the viewer to understand real world riding, of how he can maintain his bike the best, or what mileage he can derive in the best way. So these are some things which we want to focus on always, and we will not we will not move away from that. Plus, we do a lot of interesting content around two-wheelers and four-wheelers, and we want to increase on that. We have done in the past, we are doing, and we intend to do that in the future also. So if you ask me in the next 5 years where you see, I see Gearflick as one of the prominent names when it comes to heavy information on cars and motorcycles.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Last one before I let you go is, what message would you like to give all the viewers who are watching us today? And one request, since it's my request that you say that in Hindi, because I really enjoy all the content in Hindi. So one request from me, if you don't mind.
Okay. ठीक है, I'll try to answer it in English so that people across can connect with it. So एक कहावत है कि riding is a privilege. ये सच है कि riding is a privilege. ये कोई हक नहीं है आपका. And हमारा जो लक्ष्य होना चाहिए राइड करते वक्त, वो होना चाहिए एंजॉय करना. लेकिन उसी के साथ साथ आपको ध्यान रखना है कि अपनी सेफ्टी के बारे में ध्यान रखना है, दूसरों की सेफ्टी के बारे में ध्यान रखना है. सो ऑलवेज वेयर प्रॉपर राइडिंग गियर व्हाइल राइडिंग. और एक बात बता दूं कि फास्ट चलाना बहुत आसान है. मोटरसाइकिल फास्ट चलाना राइडिंग नहीं होती है. सो इफ यू वांट टू बी अ गुड राइडर, जरूरी नहीं है कि आप फास्ट चलाएं. यू हैव टू राइड रिस्पॉन्सिबली. आप मोटरसाइकिल पे व्हीली करना सीख सकते हैं बहुत जल्दी, डोनट्स करना सीख सकते हैं, स्केचिंग करना सीख सकते हैं. इससे आप अच्छे मोटरसाइकिलिस्ट या अच्छे राइडर नहीं बनते हैं. अच्छे राइडर बनने के लिए यू हैव टू स्पेंड आवर्स बिहाइंड द हैंडल बार, और आपको बहुत अलग अलग टेरेन्स पे, बहुत जगहों पे राइड करना पड़ता है. ट्रैफिक रूल्स को फॉलो करना पड़ता है, रूल्स को फॉलो करना पड़ता है, रिस्पॉन्सिबली राइड करना पड़ता है, तब आप एक अच्छे राइडर बनते हैं.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And I think we are only a few minutes away. So I just want to thank you once again, Narendra. Thank you so much. It is, oops, okay, wonderful session. Thank you for taking the time and coming live with me. I really appreciate you coming and sharing all the wealth of information that you have with the riders. I'm sure we are going to get some more requests after this to get you on board again. And given आपके पास जब वक्त होगा तो we'd like you to come back again. Yeah.
My pleasure, Sam. It was a great interaction and a great interactive session. And some of the viewers, I can see they are still asking questions. And of course, it will be my pleasure to come on board again with you.
Sure. We'll look forward to it. Until then, goodbye. Take care. Stay safe and stay at home.
Thank you. And when you get to riding, ride safe.
Thank you.
Bye.